like, I'm wiping down everything, I'm putting it in the sink, I'm washing it. So when it comes out, it's all clean.
Oh, you're like a proper baker. I'm like, I'm going to put everything by the sink and pretend that washing's not there and leave it there for 2 days. And while I'm baking a cake, I'm probably going to go try and knit a jumper. And maybe walk my dogs if I can.
Okay.
Did you have any troubles in school?
I had quite a few because I couldn't really do the work, really struggled to keep up, and like my attention span wasn't the best.
Do you have a favourite subject in school?
When I was in school, probably drama. But that was just so I could run around and not really do stuff like write around, because I wasn't big into writing.
I like drama because I actually like the acting.
No, so after Bake Off, I became ambassador for the British Dyslexics Association and for Strawberry Fields in Liverpool. They have a Steps Work scheme that helps neurodiverse people between 18 and 25 get into the workplace.
Hello everyone, welcome to KidsKast. I'm Charlie, I'm 13.
And I'm Annalise and I'm 13.
Wow, even though I look like younger. Older, I look older. And today we've got...
Today you've got Lizzie from the Bake Off like 2 years ago.
Wow.
Do you want to ask the first question then?
How did you get into baking?
So I got into baking because I really struggled at school because I'm neurodiverse. I've got dyslexia, ADHD and dyspraxia. So school wasn't the best place for me. So I've got a nan who used to, well, I did have a nan, she's dead now. But I had a nan. And she used to...
What a way to start.
I know, downhill. She used to rank us all. So my cousin before me was dead clever. And for me, she knew I was struggling. So she used to love cream horns and stuff. And she took me to Lakeland and bought me like a cream horn set and was like, why don't you start baking for me? And then it went from there. And then I just started making loads and loads of cakes.
It's quite rare to like remember how you got into something.
It is weird, isn't
when
it?
you're younger.
Like,
yeah.
Like I remember I remember it, but I've been told by several people that probably like I just would watch people bake, like just
What?
I'd be upstairs and then someone coming down like bake off's on or something cooking's on. I'd be bolting down the stairs
And watch it.
Yeah.
See, I've always loved Bake Off as well. But then I think, because my ADHD, my hobbies go in and out. So like, I stopped baking and then I took up like skateboarding.
the skateboard.
Yeah, I've had loads of hobbies.
Isn't that
Don't
funny?
even use it.
I really wanted a skateboard for my birthday.
Didn't you get it?
I got one. I've used it like
Once or
10
twice and then you never
times.
got it.
That's what happens to me. I use it like once
I
or
used
twice.
mine once and then never used it ever
It's-
again.
well, I mean, my dad's moving house, so when I go to my dad's for the weekend, there's a park and there's a little mini skate park. So might start bringing my rollerblades and
Roll skates or whatever.
my rollerblades and skateboard to there.
I used to go to that Ramp Works and they do lessons
Ooh.
and you sign in. But because most of my hobbies I'll take back up again, so then I used to go when I was like 21 and sign in to learn how to skateboard and everyone else was like 13 and I'd be like, yeah! But I've had loads. I've samba danced, had loads of mad hobbies.
Okay.
Like, if you wasn't a baker, like, did you have anything else you wanted to do? Like,
Yeah, so when I applied for Bake Off, I was also applying to do social work and become a social worker. So I've got a degree in criminology because I really loved Criminal Minds and serial killers and was like, that's what I want to do.
oh, I have like a tier list. Like, if this doesn't work out, I'll do that. If that doesn't work out, then
Loads of
I'll do
plans.
something else.
always have a backup for your backup.
Yeah, and then I thought
Everyone does my shopping.
maybe I'd like to help people and be a social worker. So I applied to be a social worker and I applied for Bake Off. But I got on Bake Off and I was like, oh, maybe I'll just come back to social worker at different points.
Oh, and never mind. Hey,
My mum
I'm here now.
I'm in this giant white tent. Let's just see where it goes.
What are your top 3 things to bake?
So my favourite things to bake are focaccia, which is an Italian bread. and you like dimple it with your fingers,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's like soft but crispy on the outside. Love that. I also really like cinnamon buns.
I actually never think I've had one of them.
I don't think I have either.
There is a cinny bun in Kirby, isn't there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there
The only
is.
times I go to Kirby is from bus station to club and bus
And
station
back.
to the further down bus station to get
Maybe
home.
you could add in bus station, cinny bun, club, cinny bun, bus station, home.
You could.
Because the 1010 a cinny bun, I love cinnamon. And I also really like Florentines. Making Florentines, which are like a caramel with nuts in, and then you put chocolate on them as well. People normally eat them around Christmas.
Oh yeah. How old was you when you like got into baking?
So when I first got into baking, I was about 14. And then I took a break, got a new hobby, and then I came back to it when I was about 18 because I made everyone in school's 18th birthday cakes, which is funny looking back at them now because they're terrible. And on some of them I've even got like Barbie dolls like thrown up down the sides of the cakes and stuff.
I thought it was dead funny, and obviously now looking back,
You're like, oh, that's so embarrassing.
And what have I done? But this is someone's 18th birthday, and I've made this for them.
Probably because they didn't like Barbies.
It was meant to be like she was drunk and she threw up.
It's
no one-
legally time to drink, so why not?
Why not?
Your Barbie dolls has been with you since you were a little kid, so technically they must be 18 by now,
very true.
Very much.
at least.
But when
And
you get them,
then-
they're already like older than you, aren't they?
Yeah, well, Barbie's like from the 50s, isn't she?
She's probably really old then.
Yeah, she's like a granny, really. She's on the Baileys.
Have you seen what Barbie they're making now? Wheelchair Barbie.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
Put into
I think that's really good. I think
Yeah.
Barbie should be diverse because I think everyone deserves to be seen.
like
Yeah.
they obviously started by making like different coloured Barbies,
Yeah.
and
No,
now they're
like-
taking like extra steps
I
like
think it's
to
because the
actually
Barbie movie came out, so that's why.
yeah they're definitely because the Barbie movie came out they're definitely like promoting more Barbies.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much.
I think it's really good though. I think the more diverse Barbies, the better because I think if you're younger and you're in a wheelchair, you'd want to see a Barbie in a wheelchair too.
You don't
wouldn't
want
you?
to see all standing Barbies
Yeah.
and all
Because
that.
then that'll just be weird too, so.
All dead thin Barbies. I think Barbies should come in all shapes and sizes and colours, and so everyone's seeing.
Yeah.
But then, so I went to uni and I was the only one that could cook because I learned how to bake, and that's why I got back into baking. And then I went and worked in a car factory for a bit and forgot about it and became a samba dancer as well. And then COVID happened, and I was like, I'm gonna bake bread for like the whole street. And I baked loads during COVID, and then I applied for Bake Off. So it's not been something that I've always done. It's been something that
In and out.
yeah, because I think like just doing one thing constantly is just so boring.
Yeah.
So you have to do something else.
Yeah, like even when I bake a cake, I'm never just baking a cake. I'm doing 5 things at once. Like, you know, trying to tidy up.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
I mean that's the best way to do something like.
If you can.
You're doing it, and then while it's in the oven, you quickly wash everything off, put it away, so you have a clean space.
Whoa.
Well,
I'm
that's
not
what I do
washing
at least.
someone
That's
for
what
a
I
clean
do at
space.
least.
I don't think you can
when
wash it
when
up
I
that
make a cake
fast.
and I put it in the oven, like I'm wiping down everything, I'm putting it in the sink, I'm washing it. So when it comes out, it's all clean.
Oh,
Everything's-
you're like a proper baker. I'm like, I'm gonna put everything by the sink and pretend that washing's not there and leave it there for 2 days. And while I'm baking a cake, I'm probably gonna go try and knit a jumper. And maybe walk my dogs if I can.
If you have enough time,
I walk
like.
into my room, like I walked into my room, and like there's just something out of place. I could just sense it. Like I walk in the house, and something's different.
So
But
just
I need to
move
put
it.
it back. I just know.
No, I'm not like that. I
Is
can't.
that you have an OCD then?
I do not have OCD.
Oh,
Don't think so
okay.
though. I don't know. Could do.
If you want to be a baker, though, that's the way to do it. You need to be clean and tidy.
Yeah.
Not like
all over
me.
the place.
Yeah, don't be like me. I'm like chaos.
What was your dream job as a child?
When I was growing up, I don't think I really had a dream job because I don't think I thought I'd ever like fit in anywhere because I got bored so easily. I'd be like, well, what am I gonna do? So I don't think I had a dream job, and I think that's okay because I think there's loads of pressure, you know, to like when you're picking your GCSEs,
Yeah.
and people are like, what are you gonna do? I don't think you have to know what you want to do when you're like 13, 14.
Not really.
I'm 30 and I still don't know what I want to do. So you've got loads of time. I think there's no point stressing about it. Just do what makes you happy at the time.
I've known what I wanted to do and my backup plan since I was 3.
Free?
3. And like I've already got everything planned out. It's like a mind map. Like
What do you want to do?
Oh,
Well,
God.
obviously I want to do baking,
Didn't you say
but I
you
also
wanted to
want
be
to
a
own my own restaurant and be like my own company of restaurants and that. Like
A franchise?
my own franchise, yeah. And my dad's like, whoa,
You'll need a lot of
what's
money.
the name you said? It's like, I remember every time, like, it's going to be Charlie's Table. And I even have the logo planned out. It's like, it's not changing. It has not changed since I was 3.
You need to start applying for like Junior MasterChef or
I mean, I did
Junior
like apply for Junior Bake Off. I didn't get in, like, but still.
Yeah, you told me
At
about
least I
that and you
tried.
didn't get in.
Did you just do the application?
Yeah, I did the application.
It's loads of people apply. I wouldn't feel
Yeah.
down hard.
Yeah, I know. Like I know my dad tried, and like, he
most-
tried, and that's all that matters.
Most people apply for Big Bake Off tons. So even Jürgen, who everyone loves, he applied for Bake Off twice. I think Giuseppe had applied for Bake Off twice. Amanda had applied 4 times.
Cool.
It's
Oh my
really
God.
common for people to apply and apply again. I am a rarity. I applied once and they thought, that girl's crazy. Let's get her on. And I was on there telling them that my pig had died and I'd ridden ostrich. So
When you went on Bake Off, did you expect to win?
no, I thought I was going to come home week 1. And so did all my family. Because as I was practicing, my mum would be like, oh, that's awful. I feel embarrassed for you. Oh, you're so embarrassing. And I'd be like, oh.
Well, at least you like them now.
If I actually got on, I'd probably like imagine like when it's on, like they'd be upstairs and like someone would shout up like, "Come on, we need to come see Charlie lose. Come on, we need to come see what he's done wrong now."
It's so terrifying. And especially the first week because you're not used to the cameras and stuff like that. And because the Bake Off tent, when you watch it, looks empty, doesn't it? But there's like 100 people in that tent. So it's really loud. It's really, because if you've got like a mixer at home, you'll know how loud that is. So imagine 12 mixers at once and then all the camera people. And I don't think I'd prepared for all that extra, I don't know, like stimulation around the room.
And you couldn't go out and walk your dogs. You'd
Yeah.
have to stick to it.
My dogs were in there. Well, it was COVID, so I had to live there. I was living in a hotel. There was no escape. And it was really overwhelming the first week to get used to the noises, the amount of people there. And I think that's things you don't think of when you think of going on Bake Off.
You'd think it'd be like this really nice, quiet, white tent where like everything's nice and no one actually judges you for it.
Yeah, I'm just there having fun. No, there's bugs everywhere. It's messy. It's muddy. It's cold. It's more like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
But that's the thing, you'd be screaming, "Get me out of here!"
Yeah, that's what you have to scream to get out of it.
I'm done now. Send me home. By the time it got to my week, I wanted to go home that week. I was done, and I was happy that I went home on a really good cake. Because when you're living there as well, I lived there for 5 weeks, and I love my dog, and my dog's like my you know, your time by yourself where you collect your thoughts. Take my dog on a walk and I'll talk to her and stuff. And I didn't have that like emotional support system because I was trapped in a hotel. So I was like really starting to struggle.
Yeah, no, I have 5 dogs.
5?
What?
11 pets in total. Well,
Oh,
separated between 2 houses. In my mum's house, we have a dog and 3 cats. And in my dad's house, we have 4 dogs. Oh no, is that 12? I think that's 12. Because 1 dog, 3 cats, and my dad's 4 dogs, 2 cats, and a tortoise. Yeah, so that's 12 in total.
That's a lot of animals.
I know.
Well, I've only got 2 can't speak. 2 dogs and 4 cats.
2 dogs and 4 cats?
Yeah.
That's a lot. I've only got 2 dogs. I'm losing here. It's like top trumps. I'm out.
We used to have 2 birds as well.
I'm surprised the cats didn't try and kill the birds.
They did, but we had to give them away to somewhere in Wales, so
I mean,
that's why we don't have them.
it would have been 14, but my guinea pigs, we had 2 guinea pigs.
Didn't they die?
They both died summer, because it was during that really big heat wave, and they both died from like heat stroke.
Oh,
bless them.
I know.
It's so sad, isn't it?
I know.
That's why 5 weeks without my dog, I was just like...
can't go.
Who's gonna feed my dogs?
Yeah.
They don't know what they like.
I had to get... At the time, I lived in my mum's back garden, so she was looking after her. But my dog, her name's Prudence, after Dear Prudence, the Beatles song. And she's very particular. She's a bit of a snob. Like, she moves her paws away. She doesn't like it and stuff. And I was like, oh, is she going to be okay?
Yeah, one of my, but obviously they're not all my pets, but like they're obviously like other people's, like as a collective, yeah. And one of my sister's cats is called Doof and Smirt from Phineas and Ferb.
Love
Phineas
it.
and Ferb.
Newton Smith Incorporated with Penny the Platypus.
Yeah,
Yes, love that.
yeah.
What's your favourite meal to make?
My favourite meal to make is curry chicken. From a book called Mezcal by Easter, and it's so easy. And you put mayonnaise all over the chicken to keep it like moist.
Mayonnaise and chicken's the best combo.
Isn't it? With a bit of curry powder, it's 10-10.
Okay, I don't know about the curry powder, but you know.
I don't like mayo. That's
Well, I go to school and I'd rather get chicken, mayo, and lettuce. And I walk to the place I hang out, like, why are you eating that? It's nice.
It's the best. Yeah, I do that, and then I do a cornbread with it, which is lovely maple syrup and like brown butter. 10-10.
What's apart from that Barbie cake, what's the weirdest thing you've ever baked?
The weirdest thing I've ever baked. I don't know. So the challenges on Bake Off were all weird. So one of them was a bowl, and I'd done a bowl of roses, or you could have done a dome, and everyone else done domes. I don't know why you'd ever do a dome over a bowl, because it just makes sense, doesn't it? You put dessert in a bowl.
I feel like it'd be easier to do a dome, because a bowl,
yeah, it was harder.
I feel like it'd have a bigger chance of crumbling.
Yeah, but
It's
then
like
if
the
you
race.
do a dome, then it's standing up.
Okay, so I can rather get really big thanks for being the only person to make a bowl, or take the easy way. I think I'll go that way.
Yeah, okay. Well, it just made sense in my head. I was like, if you're doing a dessert, you do a dessert to go in a bowl. So I might as well just make
Sometimes
a
it
sugar
goes in
bowl.
a plate, but I don't really know.
Just done a
Sorry,
plate.
Paul, it is a plate. So I think that might be the weirdest thing I've made so far.
Apart from that Barbie cake.
Yeah, apart from the Barbie thrown up cake. I do a lot of weird cakes because they're just the stuff that comes in my head. So on the weekend, I've got a cake coming out that I've done with my friend from Scotland. We done Santa stuck up the chimney. And you know, if you have a tea light, so when you're able to drink when you're 18 and you go to fancy cocktail places, sometimes they ask you to throw powder onto drinks and the drinks sparkle.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, you'll see it on Instagram and stuff. So if you've got a tea light and you have cinnamon's really flammable, so it creates sparks. So we've done Santa's legs and we made flames out of sugar, and then we put tea lights behind it and then threw cinnamon down so big flames shooted up. So it looks like Santa's on fire. So that's a bit weird. But I think the weird is just where my brain is.
For the kids, and then I always get my ideas late at night. I'm just laying in bed. It's I have a ukulele in the side of I've had a ukulele for a year now, and I've not tried to do it once. And just one night, I'm just I bet I can learn to play that in an hour now.
Yeah.
It's the same with baking. It'll be 9 o'clock at night. I'm just can I bake a cake? And I'm just what? It's 9 o'clock at night. It's but this is my best idea at this time.
That's how my brain works too. I think sometimes you do have different
you just have more
times of the day that are better for you. So I'm definitely a night
school
owl.
at night.
Yeah.
School at night.
Well, there's a thing that you should only have classes for like 20 minutes because you don't take in an hour.
I know.
Not
There's
really.
there's no, you can't like take in like an hour's worth of lesson, then another lesson, then a
We've
15
got to learn
minute.
all things
In
at
my
once.
case, I think it's like a 15-minute break, and then another 2 lessons,
And then
and
45
then
minutes.
a 45-minute break, and then an hour of lessons.
I think it's really
That's our
hard.
school as well.
I think school's really hard. I don't envy it in any way. I wouldn't want to go back. You know, when people say, oh, I'd love to go back. No, I'm like, no, you won't pay me to go back.
Like a bunch of people was like, okay, would you rather not go to school or get paid to go to school? I was like, I hate school, but I would get paid to go to school.
Yeah.
I used to find it dead hard. I used to wear glasses as well because of my dyslexia to stop the words, so it was a dark green. And I'd have teachers say to me, like, take your glasses off, your sunglasses off, and I'd be like...
Oh, we have that now, but instead of like glasses, it's this little
Bio
you put it
something
on
it's called.
and you can read and like it has a little line on it, but you can put it down so you can actually read it. I think that's more for like people. I don't think it's more for like dyslexic people, but like for now it's more like
Or you could get
People
like
like-
green paper, can't you?
yeah,
Like,
because there's books
difficult
that
with
have
that.
green paper for people that can read and write better on like green. Like a few people in my form have like my best mate. He has blue paper, and then someone else has red
green
paper,
or green.
and then someone else has green paper.
I think it's called Isla syndrome, maybe.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
think,
something
I
like
don't
that.
know.
But yeah.
Going on all sorts of tangents here.
Right, have you got any secret recipes?
Secret recipes? No, I can't keep anything secret, to be honest.
That's what my mum always says. She can't even keep anything.
No, it's part of being ADHD, like an oversharer. I'm a massive oversharer. I wouldn't, like, if you give me a recipe and was like, keep that secret, I'd tell everyone. Everyone knew I was going on Bake Off before. I'd signed, like, one of them NDAs.
You told me that he was going to go
I
to
w- I
Bake Off,
did-
but never
Listen,
did.
I never said I was going. I said I might.
Well,
so you're
still.
getting that story wrong there.
Whatever.
That's it, I signed stuff and I'm like, I don't know what that point was because everyone's going to know. Everyone knows.
Like most of my friends knew that I was going here, so I was like, oh god.
Like, if you had the chance, like, you don't have to sign up or audition for the chance. Like, if you, like, got a personal letter saying that you could go on Bake Off again, would you?
So have I been on
Like,
already?
you've already been on.
So it's like going
And-
back for a Christmas episode?
Like, yeah, like,
Yeah,
if you get a letter in the post, like,
Yeah, no.
we'd like you to go back on.
I'm going to say no.
Oh, why?
Not that I'm expecting.
You thought I'd be
I
like,
like it.
yes, I'd love it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh.
I just think it was a great time and I had great fun with the people that I was on with. But it was a lot of work.
Definition of one-time thing.
Yeah, I'm happy just doing what I'm doing now. Like I don't really get the point of, you know, like when people go back to things. It's done, it was great, leave it. Like why go back and ruin the experience? Because what if I go back and my cake's terrible and then that's what I'm left with instead of leaving on like a real high.
Like you left last time, like you've won, and
Yeah.
then you lose, and then you lose, and then that just brings you down.
Yeah, so
So you don't
I
win
think
ever again.
just it was good. Just leave it. Go on different things instead.
Do you do any Christmas bakes?
Yeah, I do. So we've got Santa on fire. That's what I do.
Yeah, we know that.
Poor Santa.
I
I
made
know.
eggnog the other day, which isn't a bake, but that's
It's a drink.
yeah. It's basically custard. It's drinking fluffy custard. It's very strange. I'm doing mince pies. That's why I know so much about mince pies.
No one.
And Yule logs.
I'm making a Yule log.
Oh, from
Uh,
Paris.
It's like
No,
the
like-
old Swiss
Like
roll.
the chocolate ones
Yeah,
with the
that's
cream
from
in.
Paris.
Well, it's originally from the pagans.
Where's that one?
So a religion, well, back when, I think there's a few pagans about now, but I don't think it's a big religion. And it was from putting a massive log on the fire to see you through, so like spirits can come into your house, and then it's transformed into a cake somewhere along the line.
Yeah, I think it might be wrong then, because like we had like a documentary on in French. I was like about French like Christmas traditions, and they said something log and it was a cake. that they all ate?
Yeah, they do eat it a lot in French. The French like to claim a lot of desserts. Although the
Very
French did create dessert.
The word.
Yeah, and the fact that you eat it after your savoury dishes. So before, we the whole of Europe used to eat everything at once. I think it was a Roman thing. So you'd have your dessert, you know, like with your mince meat.
Bit of everything.
Bolognese, bit of lemon meringue pie all at once. Disgusting. And the French were like, no, we're going to have our savoury stuff. And then we're going to have our sweet stuff. And they created the concept of dessert in, I think, the 16th century.
My God.
So, like, obviously, like, basically the same question, but, like, instead of, like, proper seasonal things, do you have any cakes for, like, Pride Month or, like, Black History Month or Children in Need?
I do. So I actually made biscuits for the Children in Need school pack this year that were, like, swirled with eyes and stuff. So I helped out with that. I do a lot for Neurodiversity Week. Obviously, being neurodiverse, I think it's really something that should be promoted and talked about so people just understand what neurodiversity is. So I do a lot of cakes around that. And then, yeah, I kind of Google, you know, like on them calendars, like what day's National Pancake Day. And I'll make pancakes.
It's always Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, how's it always Tuesday?
I don't
Well,
know.
pancake, because it's Shrove Tuesday, isn't it? There must be a story behind it. So there's a place in Yorkshire called Scarborough, and on Pancake Day they have skipping day, and the schools all let everyone out of school at like 11 o'clock to go down to the beach and skip. It's very strange.
Okay.
That
No
sounds
walking,
cool though.
only
At least you
skipping.
get to skip school.
It's so odd.
I'll rather do that.
It's your question.
Oh yeah. Do you have a favourite subject in school?
When I was in school, probably drama. But that was just so I could run around and not really do stuff like write around, because I wasn't big into writing.
I like drama because I actually like the acting. Not because I like to skip lessons and writing. I actually like to do it.
Well, do you less like writing in it though, so it's like more easier?
Yeah, drama and art, like the ones where I didn't have to write.
Yeah.
I used to
Well, in
like.
GCSEs, I think you do like a little bit of writing in it, but that's about
Yeah, the coursework,
it.
and that was
Yeah,
it.
because like there's like for food tech there's like the doing one, then there's the written one.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's the same for drama, like
The like written
the
assessment
actual
and then
acting.
the actual like practical one.
And then,
You are closer to that than me. I'm 30. This was a lifetime ago. I'm old now. I can't remember.
Well, I'm closer to you by a year, so yeah.
I'll get to choose next year.
Yeah.
You
It's
get to choose
It's
later.
crazy to me, like when you apply for jobs still and they ask you what your GCSEs were, and I'm like, I don't know.
It was 15 years ago.
Don't know. My mum always said that she never really did her GCSEs because she left in year 8. So I don't know.
That's it. Some people don't. Some people do leave and don't do them.
We had a kid like I think like a few years back in my form tutors talking about like how he studied, like he would stay like 2 hours after school to study for his GCSEs, and then a week before his GCSEs he got cancer and he missed his GCSEs for it, and like he was begging the people to let him retake it because he really wanted to be, I think it was like a doctor or something, and because he missed all this time of studying, well they gave him like, they actually let him retake it, and apparently now he's an actual doctor.
Wow.
Turned out well.
Wow, that's good.
I was worried about where that story was going.
He
I
didn't
know, I was
die.
about
He
to
didn't
say,
die.
did he die?
No,
It
no.
turned out well, he was a doctor.
Yeah.
I remember sitting my GCSEs because, so when I do any sort of test, I get extra time and I have to go in a room by myself so I'm not distracted by anyone.
And all
That's what our
this.
school does. Like you sit inside their office with the teacher or something.
Yeah.
And then
Away from everyone in the hall, but there was a girl who was pregnant and all year, and everyone was saying that if she had the baby, you know, while the exam was on, everyone got A's. And I remember trying to give up my extra time to be like, I'm going to go sit in the hall because she's going to have the baby and I'm going to get an A. Which I don't think it's true at all. If anyone's pregnant,
Don't think it will
yeah,
be
don't
true
give up
anyway.
your extra time. Go sit in the quiet room.
Do you have any tips on how to be a good baker?
Definitely, follow your gut feelings. So try the batter and stuff, and like if you think it needs salt, it needs sugar, add it. Then always add salt to everything. Salt brings. No, I'm not talking like bucket loads, but salt brings the flavour out. So salt makes chocolate more chocolatey.
Yeah, because salty things bring out the sweet, and sweet things bring out the savoury.
Yeah, so definitely I use salt in most things. And definitely just try everything. It doesn't matter if it goes wrong.
Yeah, I remember making spag bowl once, and it said add 2 teaspoons of sugar. What? I googled it. I was like, sugar brings out the savoury. Oh,
Yeah.
that
So
makes
just
sense
tip it.
now.
Especially tomatoes. Sugar and tomatoes go so good. It makes it more tomatoey. Yeah, just try everything. Because if you try and you fail, it doesn't really matter. Most of it you can still eat. And then just try again. Because I think it's just about trying.
Yeah, my dad always goes to me, okay, that batter was really good. But next time try and like add something else to it, like test like does it need an extra egg? Because my dad, he always, even if it says like 2 eggs, he'll always add 3 eggs.
Yeah.
No matter what, like I don't know why. I can't remember why he did it, but like he just always does.
Well, that's it. And the recipes like people make on Bake Off aren't like first time recipes. They've been like creating them for like weeks and practicing until it's absolutely perfect. So it's not like if you do it once and it's not perfect, it's terrible. It's all about adjustments.
Did you have any troubles in school?
I had quite a few because I couldn't really do the work, really struggled to keep up, and like my attention span wasn't the best. And then I moved schools to like a posh school for sixth form, and that was even worse because posh people just
Sound weird.
yeah, they really just don't get special educational needs, to be fair. So that was even worse. It wasn't until like I was at uni that it was like I got a good level of support, because when you're in school and you're in like a secondary school, most classes are like classes of 30, aren't they? And they're too big, and I need a bit more support than that. So
I usually, like, in my class, I have a teacher assistant with me because I have like autism, so it's like I usually like do my work with her.
yeah,
mostly.
and you just need it, don't you, to like get through. Otherwise, you just get lost in this whole sea of people. I go to different schools now because I go to a lot of schools to talk about being neurodiverse, and I go to one. Oh, what's its name? It's in Highton anyway. It's like a neurodiverse specialty school, and the class has like
I
12.
think I might know what it's called, but I don't know what it is because my mate goes there. But
It's gone out my head.
But
But
is
yeah,
it like an orangey, like brownish uniform?
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot what that's called actually.
class size is 12, so it's perfect though.
Yeah,
So I
it's
think
like a small class.
Yeah.
Like the teachers always go, okay, there's 30 of you and there's one of me, and it's like, just get more
There's
then.
usually
'cause
25
there,
or
there
20
needs to be
something in man.
there's need to be more teachers to actually help people.
if school was different and more catered for neurodiversity when I was in school, I think I would have enjoyed it better
Yeah.
and had a better time.
Do you have any like tips for icing cakes? Because I've tried icing, and last time I did it, it failed miserably.
it failed miserably.
It failed
I
very
want to
bad.
ask what icing does she use as well?
Well, it's not the same. I'm talking more like icing cakes and like piping bags and that.
Yeah.
So I'd never use American buttercream,
Never use it.
Was that halfway?
Swiss meringue. Super easy to make. That's what you need to be icing cakes with, or icing with ganache,
Oh yeah.
because then you get clean lines and it'll chill nice and solid and keep your cake so you can decorate for ages. But it's all about putting it back in the fridge, taking it out, trying to smooth it, back in the fridge, taking it out. It's never like, what you see on Instagram and people are like, it's done in 30 seconds. Icing a cake takes about an hour because you need to go back and forth, and we're always just add more, and then you can always scrape it away. It's all about scraping and add. Make sure you've got a nice palette knife, and then from there you'll be flying.
Yeah, like I've like asked for like a bunch of things like I finally got a piping bag. I'm gonna get one of those like spinny things for the cakes, and like I finally got one of like the proper icing knives and that.
Yeah, that's what
So
you
it's
need.
gonna start getting better, I hope.
Yeah, bit by bit. Or just go with, build up, with like easier ones, so like semi-naked cakes. Or there's cake trends at the minute where you like use the end of your palette knife and dollop loads of colours on and just finally go round.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So work to your strengths of, like, I'm only beginning. Let's do easier, different trends than, like flat cakes with loads of piping.
Right, what are your top tips for the best cookies?
The best cookies. So you're going to have to leave your dough in the fridge overnight for all the flavours to like meld together. Before you bake them, you want to put them in a freezer for like 10 minutes and then have a cookie cutter out straight away when they come out the oven
To put the cookie in.
Make it circular.
Yeah, and you can spin it round and then that's how you get round cookies.
I think they're
Soft
my
cookies are
tips.
the best cookies. Can't have crunchy cookies.
Oh, I think it depends.
It depends if you like
It's
them crunchy
just-
or not. Like,
It's just
some people
soft
do.
cookies are superior.
I think a crunchy cookie with like Nutella in the middle,
That's nice.
That's
That's
10.
perfect.
Yeah.
because then you get the soft as well.
It's like the
I mean, I
Nutella
don't mind
biscuits,
ones that are
like,
crunchy on the outside but soft in the middle. Like, just make some soft cookies.
But there's hundreds of different cookie recipes are about like the amount of butter in them to sugar, what types of sugars you use.
I don't really do cookies because again, that's how I tried to make cookies. I don't know what I did wrong, but I did it wrong.
How?
I don't even know. Like, I followed a easy recipe. Like,
I just made
loads
them
of
too
people have
different
said
to
it
what?
worked. I did everything right, but it still turned out bad.
Well,
Did you burn it?
it comes down to like what sheet you bake it on. If you use like a light coloured sheet pan to a dark coloured sheet pan, they're going to bake differently because they retain heat differently. So there's loads of little things that you'd never think would affect your bake that do.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
What was the worst thing you've ever made?
The worst thing I've ever made was I baked, when I first started baking, I didn't know how to colour icing properly and I painted a cake yellow, and if you use so much food colouring it tastes disgusting and it was dripping yellow and it was horrid and it was the worst cake ever, but that it was gross.
So, like, after Bake Off, did you start baking and, like, sell your cakes? Did you sell them?
No, I'm too lazy. Far too lazy. No, so after Bake Off, I became ambassador for the British Dyslexics Association and for Strawberry Fields in Liverpool. They have a Steps to Work scheme that helps neurodiverse people between 18 and 25 get into the workplace. And then I do loads of random TV appearances. So on CBBC, on Steph's Pack Lunch, which is now finished. And that's what I do now. Because I think making, like Janet's birthday cake would just bore me because everyone just wants boring cakes. And I'd be like, I'm really sorry. I can think of nothing worse.
I mean, if I was to, like, make cakes as a company, I wouldn't want to do it for, like, weddings because that's just boring. I would want to do it for little kids' birthday parties because they just have the craziest ideas.
But then they all just want Peppa Pig. And I'm like, just go the Asda.
Just go the answer.
I don't want to be making
I watched an Instagram once, and there was this girl making a cake, and she said it was the weirdest thing she ever requested, and it was dinosaurs surfing at the beach. I was like, I want to make that.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I was like,
cool requests I'm in for, but most people just want really boring cakes.
put it in bold.
You should say
Do
little
not
kids
do
who
not
want the
bother
cake.
contacting me if your cake is boring.
Yeah, and boring flavours. Like, I could not make Victoria sponges all day, all week. That's not my life. So no, I'm out. It annoys me, like, when my friends and family ask me to make, like, a Victoria sponge birthday cake, and I'm like, oh!
What is the greatest dessert of all time, in your opinion?
In my opinion, is a miso caramel with puffed rice and chocolate mousse.
Wow.
Ooh.
You get a crunch, you get like saltiness, and then you get chocolate. 10/10.
I like, because like you're obviously not allowed to eat cookie dough, but like I like
Or do you eat it?
the actual safe cookie dough to eat, like warmed up with whipped cream. Just that's just amazing.
I think all our cookie doughs are safe to eat. I think that's more of a thing in America because of the eggs.
Yeah.
Ow.
All our eggs are guaranteed. I think so. I was looking at this the other day actually, and I think 30 people in the UK got sick from eggs, like salmonella from eggs this year. But like something like 4 billion eggs were eaten. So it's like
Goodness.
really super low.
Like people, like I just see all the time, like do not eat your cake batter or do not eat your cookie batter. Like
It's Americans.
you have all flour, you have butter, you have all this sugar. What's 2 eggs gonna do?
In the UK, our eggs are protected by lions, like the lion scheme. And our chickens are injected, so they don't pass along salmonella and stuff. But in America, there's no regulations, so it's the Americans that can't eat the cookie dough and stuff.
Mm.
It's crazy over there.
If there was one meal you had to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
A roast dinner the next day.
Oh, bubbles.
Yeah. You mash it up and then put your gravy in. Yeah, that's what I'd eat.
I thought that question was going to be a bit longer. Give me at least some time to find one.
I think of this all the time, like in case I'm stuck on a desert island and I get asked this, or like...
What's one thing you're going to bring if you're trapped on a desert island and you have to bring 3 things? What are you going to bring? Boat, food, water.
Seeds?
Boat. A boat.
A boat to
But
sail
you
away.
can't bring the boat, would you?
No,
Who said?
one of them
They never said there was any limits.
They never said they can't bring anything.
Okay, what would you say, like, is your biggest achievement in life?
Oh.
I don't know. I'm thinking like what I've actually done with my life, but I don't think I've done a lot. Probably
I think
get
everyone's done a lot.
yeah. I think maybe just talking about making people more aware about neurodiversity and how it affects like people in normal life is maybe one of the things. But yeah, I'd say getting out of bed and just doing stuff in the day is my main accomplishment.
If you can do that every day, it's a good achievement. You've done that for 30 years, every single day.
I'm on for a winner then, aren't I?
Yeah. Well, that was really
That
fun.
was good. Yeah.
Okay, no need to copy me. Well, it was really nice to meet you and ask you all these questions.
It was lovely to meet you both. Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Yeah.
Bye. Have a good day.